Hi guys, it's the monk. Uh, I'm going to talk about things I've never talked about before. The reason I'm doing so is, well, if I can save one person, then, it makes the world a little bit better. Too many people have lost their lives to depression, including people that I know, that I've known. I'm not going to talk about any of that, because I don't want this to be a depressive video. I want this to be a positive video and an uplifting video for people to understand where I'm coming from. I've lost friends due to depression, and I don't want to hear of anyone else being lost to depression or letting depression beat you down to the point where you don't want to go on no more. Now, about 2 years ago, I had a nervous breakdown. I mean, I've had depression since I was 18, and the way it affects me is it affects everyone in different ways, but the way it's been affecting me has been quite bad, really. I've wanted to give up so many times, and wanted to give up on life and stop believing in myself, things like that. And what you've got to remember is you're important too. We're all special in his own little way. You know, we all make someone's life a bit more better if you were around than it would if you weren't. Now, you have to keep believing in that. You have to keep that in your mind all the time when you're feeling that low that you just feel like you can't go on. You got to remember that you're special to someone, and they need you, and the world would be a better place with you around than not. And that's what I got to gist on. That's what kept me going. My grandkids, my family, my friends, my girlfriend, and everybody else. It kept me going and stopped me, the other day. No, I'm not gonna get. I'm trying to keep as positive as I can. I don't want to get this. Don't want this to go other ways, and I get sidetracked. My grandson, I was babysitting for my grandkids the other day. As my son were working and his girlfriend were working, and I do odd times like, when he asks me if I'm down here, I will do. It's a pleasure to do so because I've missed them. I miss all my family. I have done over the past 2-3 years. I saw my brother the other day for the first time in like 8-9 years, if not longer. That's quite emotional for me, to be fair. I had to keep all my emotions back. My brother's been suffering with depression, nearly lost himself, tried to commit suicide. And I said to him, "You're not alone, lad. I'm here. Might not be much good sometimes, I suffer myself, but I'm here. Don't do nothing silly, because you're important to somebody. People are important to me. And no matter how bad you feel, remember that. Yeah? Just remember that. This is going out to people that are suffering, that are people that suffer with mental health and just, that they're having a bad time financially, emotionally, the relationship's not great. These are the people I'm trying to speak to, reaching out to. I reached out so many times about my depression and nobody heard me, and I felt like I failed. A lot of times I've sat there sometimes and I wanted to give up so many times because I felt like I wasn't getting nowhere, and I failed as a parent, I failed as a partner, I failed as a person. I couldn't get no right, didn't do anything right. I just had a lot of negative stuff around me, and things weren't exactly brilliant, and my relationships have never been great, and you just want things to be better, and I deserved better, A lot of people have either took advantage of me because I'm kind and, I like to help people, and I've been took advantage on several times. And you've got to remember that you're not on your own. Never ever give up. There's people out there that want to listen to you. There's people out there that, like myself, I want to help people. Because my counsellor and things like that have told me to reach out to people on YouTube and tell everybody my experiences and try and help others by just telling them how I feel, how I'm going. But I've tried doing this before, but it never came out right. But this tonight, I've just been thinking about it last couple of weeks, and I've been thinking, well, it's about time I did it properly. Because I was speaking to someone, some taxi bloke the other day, and he said, you know what, you're about the positivest person I've had in this car. The amount of stuff that I'm going through, but I still have time for others, and that's special. That's priceless. Because I ain't give up on people yet, even though sometimes they've gave up on me, and unfortunately I ain't give up on them yet. And I believe in people, because I know there's good out there. I've seen it, witnessed it. I've been present when it's happened. I've done amazing things myself, which, I mean, like, I have talked about it before, but I've been through a lot emotionally, physically, mentally, and gone through a lot of medical stuff apart from depression, anxiety, panic attacks and all that. They affect people in different ways, and I've had times where I've been so low and I've just laid there and or laid on bed or laid on city and just wanted to just end everything and end it all, forget everything, pretend that I was just existing. I wasn't living. I hid myself away for a long, long time. I was scared of myself. I was scared of how strong I was. Believe it or not, that's true. I was scared how strong I was, because it scared me. Because I thought, where's my limit? You know, what's my limit? Just my strength doesn't seem to have, and I'm on about emotional strength. Physical strength I have got none at the moment because I'm going through a lot of stuff, but I don't want to go into that. I want to keep this as positive as possible so you understand where I'm coming from. That, you know when you're going through a lot of stuff, there's nothing worse than feeling on your own, which I have. And I've been doing it on my own because I've wanted to do it on my own. Because them things are sent to destroy you, didn't destroy me. Made me stronger. I need to share that, because that's special. And I know that now. It's just a shame I didn't know it then. You know? So many days I have good days, I have bad days. You know? And I've so badly wanted to just forget everything and ignore people, turn my phone off, and I just pretend that I don't exist. Which, it's not something I like to do. Because that's not what we're meant to do as human beings. We're meant to socialise, we're meant to... When I blocked myself away from things and blocked myself away from people, that's what created more of a problem for myself. Because I didn't deserve that. The things I've done to me in my life, I haven't deserved them at all. I know that now. I used to blame myself all the time. I used to hate who I was. I used to hate what had happened to me because I used to blame myself all the time. I used to think, you know what, I hate myself. I hate who I am. I hate my depression. I hate this about myself. But I've had to embrace it. Which is a part of me that I'm never going to get rid of. It's a part of me that always comes back. You know? I have severe anxiety, which is probably the worst condition I have. I mean, I've got a lot of bad conditions, but that's the one that affects me the most. I can just be talking to a friend and I can have severe anxiety to the point where I can't breathe. And I feel like I'm suffocating. I feel like I'm sinking, I'm drowning. And then I feel alone because I can't reach out. I can't tell nobody how I feel. And every time I've tried to do it, it's never come out the way I wanted it to, and it's a shame really. Because I could have helped somebody. Because I've heard so many people say that they feel alone. You're not at all. You know, I stopped believing in people a long, long time ago when things happened to me that should never have happened in relationships and things like that. I stopped believing in people. I stopped trusting in love. I stopped believing in love, and it killed me inside. I got bitter, and it showed in videos sometimes. And that's not me. That was the hate coming out, not jealousy, not nothing else. It was just hate and just bitterness coming out in me, and it killed me inside. And that's true. I'm not like that no more, because why have I time on my own down here getting better and seeing me counselling and see I'm fighting, and that's what's important, because I can't stop fighting. The only thing that keeps me going every day is knowing that them people that believe in me, them people that need me around, keeps me going. Find that reason to keep yourself going. Find that reason and hold on to it. Right? That's all I can say to you. Is hold on to a reason to keep fighting every single day. Because that's what I had to do. Because otherwise I wouldn't be here now. Because I gave up on me. And I couldn't give up on other people because I was always scared of the people I'd leave behind. You understand? I know this is a bit deep, this video, but I have to tell somebody, because I've holded it in for a long, long time, and everyone always thought I was very bitter. I'm not bitter at all. It was the things that happened to me during relationships, things like that, and I lost everything due to my mental illness, and there just wasn't any help for me. There just wasn't any help. I reached out so many times, there just wasn't enough help. And I reached out, and then I stopped reaching out. That's what I did wrong. People just said, at first when I started feeling really strange. And I knew something weren't right. Especially when I kept saying to me, stepson, go on out. Go out somewhere, because I just need to spend time with myself, and he knew something was wrong. And I thank him for not going out that day. He saved me that day. He saved me to think about what I was doing, to save me from doing something stupid. He's done that quite a few times. But I want to thank my son and my grandson, my grandsons, that you've gave me a reason to keep going, because you needed me around, and that's what I can say. That's my reason to keep going. You know, my kids are a reason to keep going. But the other day, without getting emotional, because I'm not going to do this in a video. I promised I wasn't going to do it. That he turned round to me, he was outside playing, because I was babysitting, he was outside playing on back garden, because he likes football, and I got him Liverpool top and got him some boots, and he's loving it, you know, some brand new boots and that, and he's going, oh granddad, these boots are smashing, you know, that I play right better in them and that. And I was thinking, wow, yeah. And he turned around, he just come up to me once, he must have knew something weren't right, because I was a bit quiet, and I was, you know, and he come up to me and he says, Grandad, I said, what? His arm around me, he said, no, you know I love you, don't you? He said, I know you're going through a lot of stuff, but I care about you, you know. You mean world to me, he said. You're special to me. I couldn't contain it, you know. I said, I need a toilet. I said, yeah, you're special to me. I said, I love you. And he went back out to play, and I went to the toilet, and the tears just come. That were it. I couldn't do anything. I just broke down when I just went to the bathroom and I just broke down. It just meant so much to me. All this time, you know, my family's been doing their own thing. My kids are old. A lot of them are all older now, doing their own thing, and don't see them that much. And all through this, my son's been really good with me. Like, he's brought me down here so I can get help and things like that. So, you know, I was just watching him over there getting ready for work, and he said, "What's the matter?" I just miss him. You know, I just missed him. And I realised it more than out. And it made me think that life's precious, every moment. And sometimes you can miss things you don't, right in front of your eyes. And you don't take any notice of it till it's too late. That's something I'm not prepared to do anymore. I've made mistakes in relationships. I've made mistakes in jobs and things I've done in my life. But I'll tell you something. Made me who I am today, believe it or not. Sometimes you have to, in life, I pushed everybody away that I cared about because I was so in self-pity all the time and always worried about emotionally hurting people around me, and I shut them off. I shouldn't have done that, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't help what was going on, and when I did that, people couldn't understand it because I wasn't that way. I didn't come across. One minute I could be okay, and the next breath I could just be just very distant. People have noticed that on games where sometimes I'll talk and then I'll be really distant, and someone will say, "What's the matter? Why don't you talk?" Because for a while I gave up and I was just existing. And I said to my girlfriend, one day when I die, my ghost will just float all over the world like a lost soul. Because I've got so unfinished business even now that I'm trying to put right before it's too late. I got told about a year ago that I was going to die in a few years if things don't change. I've never felt so alone. I've never felt so down. I kept believing, and someone said to me, you know, your diabetes, it's going to take over you, you know, it's out of control. And I'm not going to lie, I was scared. I mean, it's a fact, I was scared as hell, you know. I wanted to tell this story because it's a positive one. And I don't know, maybe if somebody hears it that needs to hear it, maybe it'll lift them up and know that you're not going through it on your own. I won't let anybody go through it on their own. It's not something you can try and understand. It's something, it's just like, you know, when you're depressed, when you've got anxiety, it's very difficult to cope, and you feel like you can't cope. And it's just that hand you need coming through them dark clouds to lift you up off the floor, because that's where you feel you belong. That's how low you get, and you feel like you can't get off that floor. And no matter how many times you say, I'm not feeling good, I'm not myself, the more you tell yourself that, the more it hits you. So what I tended to do, I tended to stop self-pitying myself and focus on the positive. Because when I started to do that, amazing things started happening. Okay? Amazing things started happening. And I was like, what's going on here? You know? And amazing things started, miracles started happening. My family started coming to me, wanted to see me. People are being so nice to me lately. People want to help me. And this time I've not pushed them away. Because I've had to accept that I fell. And I had to accept that I needed them. I always will. And I've had to stop pushing people away and bring them closer to me. And it made me stronger. And it's kept me strong. Do you understand me? I never wanted to give up on me. I wanted the pain to go away. But if I'd have done something stupid looking at it now, it would have been the biggest mistake of my life. I would have lost everything. Then you only get one life, and there's no coming back from it. It got serious, you know. It got to a point where I was losing myself with depression. It was taking over me. I went to see my mental health nurse the other week, and I started opening up to my therapist. That's something I've never ever done. I've always kept it in and kept hold of it. Because like I've explained before, I've lost parts of me over my life, in my relationships, I've lost everything. I just kept starting against it, and I kept losing parts of me. Like when Nana died, my best mates died, and my other mate died, and my other mate died, and so on. I just left parts of me everywhere. I've moved all over. I've never had nowhere to call home. Since I was born, we've moved every couple of years and moved everywhere because my dad's working. I did it when I was older. Always running away from my problems. Then it creeps up to you. And it catches up with you. And me in relationships and that, in my past and that, and it's not gone right, and all I wanted to do is just get out the door and just run as far as I could run. And it didn't do me any good, because I lost people I cared about, you know. People will never understand me until I open up, you know. My nan always used to say to me when I was younger, she said, "You've got a good soul, you have, you know." I always believed it, even though she was probably patronising me and telling me that, just telling me what I wanted to hear. But I really believed it, and still do. And sometimes I hear a voice in my head saying, "Don't be silly, lad, come on, I love you, keep going." Yeah, I do hear it sometimes. I hear it a lot. Just lately I do. Do you know why? Because I'm doing right things. She hears me. She's probably seen me upset a lot of times and she's seen me fall, and she probably knows I need her now. Someone's holding me up. I know that now. Because I know damn well what I'm going through right now with everything. I know someone's holding me up. There's no one there, but I just know there's someone there, if that makes any sense. And the other day, I've been having nightmares for the last 6-7 years. You know, just seeing people that I've lost, and dreams about things that's happened. I wake up crying and sweating and just wanted it all to go away and leave me alone. That's all I've ever wanted. To live a normal life And then someone says to me, what's being normal? What's normal? And you know what? I don't actually know. I just know that normal ain't what I'm going through right now. I know there's people out there going through a lot worse than me. You know? I've had my lowest points. Where I've had my lowest points in life where things just haven't gone the way I wanted them to. Life's not easy. It's damn hard. I realised what life was about a couple of years ago. I know it's took me a while, but it's not about love. Well, let me explain something. It's not about finding love. Let me explain something to you. What my philosophy on life is. You lose everything in life, and it's how strong you are to find it, to find love and hold on to it. Even though when them people aren't alive, you hold on to it because it still lifts you up. And every single day I sit here with a smile knowing I tried to do the right thing all my life. I know it went wrong. I know I made mistakes along the way, but we all do. Thing is though, that bitterness I held on to destroyed me, you know, nearly killed me. Chest pains, put weight on, just lost myself. I'll tell you something. I don't know where I get this strength from. I don't know where it comes from. I just know that I can't give up. And I won't give up, and I won't let anybody else give up around me or me either. Because it's easy to give up. You know, it's not easy to keep fighting. But like, you've just got to remember that you're important too. Because obviously, you know, when you're not feeling that great, you forget. You forget how important you are. We're all important. We're all some mother's son. We're all a mother's daughter, and you know, we're all sons of somebody or daughters of somebody. You know. There's so many people lately are struggling, and there's just not enough help. I mean, I keep pleading that things will change. You know what does keep me going every single day, apart from people that need me? Thinking things will change, things will get better. And when you think about it, it's very unlikely things will ever change in the near future. But you never know. And believing that keeps me going as well. Because I just can't give up on life in general. I can't. Because if I did, then, well, I'd have given up a long time ago. Every single day I suffer with something. If I'm not suffering with pain, I suffer with emotional pain. I always just want it to go away. I always want it to leave me alone. But you know what? I've had to embrace it. And going through all this, what I'm going through, you know, it made me realise a lot. It really did. It made me appreciate who I am. It made me realise the good points, the real good points about myself that I love about myself. I didn't used to love myself. I'm going to be honest, I didn't. I used to hate who I was, but I could never understand why. And you know what I love about myself? How strong I am. Mentally. It's unreal what I've been through in the last 2 years. And to keep fighting no matter what is happening gives you a lump in your throat, put it like that. It does it every time I think about it. Every time. Because everybody I've told about it is like, wow, how the hell have you done it? Because I rolled it on. That's why. I rolled it on to change. I wasn't happy who I was to start with, and I turned it around. That's why. Let me get a drink a minute, hang on. I held it on, and I kept believing. It saved me. My son picking me up last March saved my life. He just don't realise it. I hope he watches it, because it's true. He didn't do anything. He just doesn't realise it yet. My own son saved me. And then my grandson did the other day. See, they're very special to me, they all are. Because I brought them up. You know? They've got a little bit of me in them somewhere. And then I saw it. I saw it the other day, my grandson. I was like, you know where you get that from, don't you? Yeah. My son's got a good soul as well. I remember him talking to me in the car. I remember him talking to me on the car on the way up here, telling me because his mum died, my ex-wife died a few years ago. She had a blood clot to her leg. She died just after operation. It didn't hit me for a while. And then I realised. And, you know, they suffered. The children suffered. And I wasn't around because I couldn't be. Because of the way I felt and how selfish I was. You know? And that's what killed me. Inside, knowing that. I wanted to share this story because it's a positive one. And I'll tell you why in the end. That I should have been there. And because I was mentally ill and I wasn't stable, I was selfish because I just wasn't there. And they needed me. But when I've needed them, or when I've needed my son, he's been there, no questions asked. And he said to me, Dad, sometimes forgiveness, he taught me a lot, believe it or not. Because I've got a thing about forgiveness. I don't forgive people. And it's like, Dad, I forgive you. I love you, I forgive you. I think he needs me, but he's just not said it. We don't realise it saved me. You know what I mean? Think about him all the time. I always have. But I just never told anybody that. But they were always my life. And I forgot that too. Self-pity. Welding my own self-pity. Because I were having an hard time. And I weren't thinking that they were having an hard time too. And that's the truth. Just don't realise how much they saved me. I was lucky. So far. I never ever wanted my mental illness to take over. And it took over my entire life to the point where I didn't know who I was anymore. And all the medication, all the treatments, all the things people I see under my mental health, all the medications I take for years, and my grandson said one thing to me, and it lifted me up more than anything ever has. So that told me what I needed to hear. And it's just, I come back with a massive smile on my face. I don't know, at that moment in time anyway. All good things don't last. There's always ups and downs. It's like when you see a picture, or you see a picture, or you see someone smiling in a picture, and you never see them moments that takes up to that picture to get to that moment. You just see that particular moment of them smiling. You don't see the depression, you don't see the upset, you don't see the crying, you don't see any of that. And you just see that. And that's true. See, we all have to go through storms, but if we can go through it together and not like lift each other up, and just, you know, if someone that you know is going through depression, going through some hard stuff, then just tell them they're needed, they're important to you. Because believe me, when you're not feeling very good and someone's struggling, they need to hear that. Seriously, they really do. Like I said, when you're depressed, you feel worthless, you feel nobody, you feel just empty inside, and you can't control it. In some ways it comes across as selfishness, but it really hasn't been with me. It's been the opposite. I've been crying out for help, in my head, in my heart, everywhere, but just not being able to say it. Just reach out and say to anybody I needed help. And it came out as bitterness, because I couldn't express it any other way than just being angry all the time. And people never understood it. But now, I do now. Even though I didn't understand it, but I do now. I just needed help. I just needed someone to tell me that they cared about me, that's all. Just needed to hear it, because I blocked myself away from everybody for so many years. I've not seen my mum, not seen my dad, not seen my brother. Me and my brother were playing football with my son, my grandkids and that, and I just remembered as me and him being kids and fucking playing football till early hours and late nights and shit, playing football up fronts and that. And it just gave me that bit of hope, that glimmer of hope. Knowing that if I'm going through fire, at least I'm not going through it on my own. You get me? That's what matters. For a long, sorry, I can't help it. Yeah, these things they don't get easier to do. That's why I don't like doing them. But my doctor and my therapist have told me that it's a good idea to do it. To open up and tell everyone how I feel. And hopefully if I reach somebody, then if I can save someone. Because too many people have been lost this way. So many people can't express how they feel because they feel that suffocating. You know? And it's absolutely terrible to watch someone in front of you suffering and you can't do out about it, but you can. You really can. If you know someone that's suffering the way I've been, the way I am, put your arm around them, lift them up and say, come on, I care about you and you needed. And believe me, it makes such a difference to someone's life when they're falling, you know. There's a lot of people out there suffering financially, There's people just suffering all the time. All over the world there's people suffering. And mental health always gets pushed back at line. Mental health should be important to everyone. And if you know someone that's struggling, and you see someone in front of you struggling with mental health, do not hesitate to lend a hand. Don't patronise somebody. Don't pat them on the back and tell them they're alright, because they're not. Just try and understand. Try and have compassion. That's what's needed. And sometimes just that knowing that they're not on their own. And keep telling them. And they'll hear you. Sometimes it's like trying to shout someone down a tunnel. And like, say this is how it's been for me. I'm down at the end of a tunnel, it's just darkness. And I'm trying to hold on to them voices in my head telling me, keep going, yeah? Keep going. I'm trying to hold on to them voices that are telling me that. And sometimes you just need someone to grab you out of fucking darkness and say, look, I'm here. You're not going through it on your own. Yeah? That's what I'm trying to say. And if I can keep going, you can too. No matter what the fuck's going on in my life, I've still got time I've still got time for people, and I'm making time for people because I want them to know they mean something to me, for being there for me. You know what I'm saying? When I've needed them most. And believe me, I needed them more than they realise. It was weird because the other day when he said that to me, and my son said it as well, just I seen a little glimmer of hope. Weird. Never felt like that before. Just that little glimmer of hope. Keep going, Dad. Keep believing, Dad, we love you and all that. It's just that glimmer of hope. Just that, you know, just that knowing that I ain't on my own. And sometimes sometimes it's just so difficult to understand how lucky you can be without even realising it. And there's some people out there that don't have anyone, and I do think about that a lot. There's some people that are lonely, that don't have anybody at all. As human beings, we need to reach out and help people more. Because this world's going to shit. It really is. And there's so many people, just emptiness. They give you tablets, they tell you to jog on and go and take your tablets. It's compassion. It's just respect, it's compassion. There just don't seem to be any when it revolves around mental health. I've had it, I've been there, I've been to doctors where they don't listen to you. They blamed me mental health on me bones and all my other conditions I've been diagnosed with. They blamed me diabetes, they blamed everything. Because they was honest with me the other month. They didn't know what was the matter. So they blamed everything else just to mask it up. I've lost all this weight. I fought diabetes to the bitter end. Because when I was told that I wanted, when I was told I had a few years to live if I didn't get my medical stuff under control. 2-3 years ago, I wanted to die. I just wanted to give up on life in general. But then they told me that. I know how wonderful life can be. And I've had no money the last few years. I've been struggling financially and everything. It's been an absolute nightmare. Ever since I've lost all this weight, I still feel poorly generally. I've got other conditions and things like that. I take multiple tablets every single day. I've done videos on it. And it's... So many people tell me that I'm doing a good thing. It's good what I'm doing. But you don't see it at first. You know? You don't see it at first. If I'd have been, if I hadn't have seen that special moment the other day, if I hadn't have witnessed that, I hadn't have seen that, I hadn't have heard that, because that day, my son was going to pick me up, I was umming and ahhing because me and our John hadn't seen each other for like 7 years. And I didn't know, because I knew my brother was struggling and I just didn't know how to deal with it. I'm struggling myself. But if I hadn't have gone that day and pushed myself to go the other day, I would not have heard him say that to me. I wouldn't have heard my brother say that either. It's weird how life turns around when you think you've lost everything and you feel like no one cares, and then all of a sudden they just appear out of nowhere just to let you know that they care. Sometimes it's not always the best way, but they're the moments that you cherish the entire life. And ever since I've been poorly, I've realised how precious life is. And now I want to fight till I can't fight no more. Because them people that weren't there for me, and them people now are, it's gave me that lift that I needed to fight on. I needed to hear it, because if I hadn't heard it, then, well, I don't know where I'd be now. Because it's meant a lot to me. Which it has. I remembered just when I was younger the other day, and I was just thinking that I never realised until recently how different I was and how much I've lost who I am through relationships, through my depression, through mental health. And I've started to realise that I'm a good person, just made bad choices. And I punish myself way too much, and I should never have done that. I should never have done that. It's like my ex-girlfriend. I loved her a lot, and that hurt me when she left. But I moved on, because I left her alone. I never bothered her ever again. I gave her my heart, my soul, my everything, and it meant nothing. Sometimes you can do that to somebody and not realise it right in front of you. You can see it, and you don't see it at all till it's too late. And unfortunately, it was too late. But now, obviously, I don't love her. But then I did, and it absolutely destroyed me when I figured it out. And I was sitting there going, oh my God, 11 years old we and she didn't really love me anyway. And I was just, it's weird that it's, when you realise it, it can actually, it really just, I was just, you know, yeah, but the girlfriend I've got now, she's alright, and hopefully my life will get better. Hopefully. I have dreams. I have loads of dreams. I always believe that, you know, life will get better. That's all I can do. And yours can too. If you're going through the same as me, or you've been through similar things to me, then you'll know what I'm saying to you. Never stop believing. Never stop believing in people. Because don't lose yourself to depression. Don't let it beat you. Look in that mirror every single day and say, you're not going to beat me. You ain't destroying me. Yeah? You fight back. Sometimes you can hear them demons in your head telling you you're useless, you're nothing, you'll never be anything. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. Just listen to this. Listen to what I've told you. And always remember it. Because I ain't always going to be around forever. Neither is any of us. But just make your life special while you're here. And hold on to them things that mean a lot to you. Hold on to them like a grasp of fire wouldn't even get rid of it. You hold on to it like a shield. Don't let go of it. Hold on to it. Because when I'm down, I remember that. I fought for what I stand for. And it's got me through some unbelievable situations. Just because I've had that to hold on to. Keeps me smiling on inside. So people can't destroy it from outside. Because people have tried to destroy me. They can't destroy my spirit. It's too strong. The only person that can destroy it is myself. You need to remember you're stronger than what you think, and a human spirit can be a very powerful thing. It can overcome anything. Overcome anything. And if I can overcome diabetes type 2, and I've already got diagnosed in October and I put it in remission, I've lost over 6.5 stone to turn my life around, to now be fighting different conditions as well as mental health, is remarkable. And I've been told that by every professional I've ever spoke to. Because nowadays I look way different than I used to. Because I gave up on myself. You should never do that. Believe in yourself. Because you can do it. I believe in you. Believe in everybody. I believe there's good in everybody. And if you want to change, it's you that can only do it. Nobody else can. And, yeah. Believe in yourself and lift your head up. You're important to somebody. Alright? Don't forget that. If you've lost everything, just remember, they're looking down to make them proud. Yeah? Fight on. Keep their legacy alive the way I do. All my friends will be looking down on me every day, smiling their head off, knowing I still fight on. And it won't beat me down. Yeah? Anyway guys, I'm sorry for if it's a bit of a depressing video. It's not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a positive one. I've tried it to be. But I have got so many emotions lately and I can't control them. And I apologise. I'm not going to say sorry for being me. Because I can only be me. You never apologise for being yourself the way I've done for the last 6-7 years. Never do that either. Just be happy with who you are and accept who you are and embrace what's going on and take it as life's a test, life's cruel. We lose things and we gain things, we lose things. But just remember, even though they're not around you anymore, they're still there. I believe that. I have to. I have to believe that to know that I'm not doing it for nothing. And I'm keeping their legacy alive by me still being alive. And just know that it's never too late to try. Even when you think all hope's lost and things don't always seem what they are. And even though you're in darkness, keep hold of them voices in your head, keep hold of them memories, keep hold of them things that keep making you smile. Keep hold of them good memories that'll guide you to light every single time. Alright? And reach out to as many people as you can. Alright? Because like I said, I'm not always going to be around. Someone's got to hear it sometime. I can't take it with me. You know? I'll fight on, as I do. It gets difficult every day, I'm not going to lie. But I'm still here for now. So, them people that are struggling, that ain't stand with me. And at least we can all fucking stand together, can't we? And it maybe the trouble don't seem as bad. Do you know what I mean? Don't be too harsh with me in comments, like. Some days I feel vulnerable. It's hard to talk about these things. It takes all the guts to do what I do. But I am who I am, and I can't change that. All I can do is embrace it. And maybe I'm still here for a reason. Sometimes you don't find that reason until it's too late. If you've got, like I said, you've got memories, hold on to them. Because believe me, they're guiding me through darkness all the time. And it keeps me going every single day. Knowing that the memories I had, I experienced, will never leave me. Will never ever leave me. So anyway guys, it's getting a bit deep this one. And it's getting difficult to talk about anymore. But I will do another one. Peace out. Keep your chin up if you're falling. Just remember you're not on your own, you seek help. Reach out as many people as you can. I don't want to hear that another person's been lost to depression, because it just hurts. It really does. It bothers me a lot. Peace out guys.